Now earlier we mentioned not creating a pattern. And I say that mainly when you're working with larger field areas. Now if this were just again a small little dormer, I'm not going to get too consumed with creating a pattern. If this were like it is now, I would say let's just go ahead and maximize our panel widths. We've only got 2 or 3 courses to cover. Visually, you're never going to get a big enough track for it to be an eyesore. So in your smaller sections, just maximize your panels. Whoop. All right. It's just kind of habit. Taking off that sharp point. Get a full core workout when you're working with this stuff. So this piece is cut. Got our tops prepped. And we can go ahead and just drop that right in. Now one thing to keep in mind as you're working out of a valley, a lot of times panels, they have a tendency to want to kind of ride up in the valley. So one good thing you can do is make sure your paper's straight. Take the time to get your paper level and straight because it'll save you some time on the application end of things. It gives you a visual reference to know that you're square. If you've ever worked on a roof running shingles or anything with unstraight lines, it can be a huge distraction and you can start getting your courses off because you're visually trying to line it up with your lines, but they're off. That's good. We actually, when we do this overlap screw, we want to leave this one out till we get our next one in. A little bit of that panel is going to tuck inside of here. We could put this in, but it compresses that top clip lock and it just takes a little extra oomph to get it in. So that's a good job. Everybody give them a hand. Way to go. There you go. I'll just take that. Yep, thanks. There you go. Now I personally like using an impact just because it gives you that shimmy to kind of punch through the metal a little bit. Any type of drill is good. I will warn you against using like a sheetrock drill or something that doesn't stop spinning when you release the trigger. Okay, we had a job, this was done years ago, but it was put on in Florida and used a sheetrock gun. And every screw head as they were doing it, it keeps going once they release the trigger. So they didn't know at the time, but it was snapping all the heads. It was on there for I don't know how many years, but eventually a good enough storm came by and just peeled the whole roof right off. So when we run our overlap, okay, we're going to be looking to butt these two clip locks together. This is going to give us our overlap on these panels. So you can line it up and then scribe it. Give yourself a little bit of play, but you probably want to stay, mark it just inside the halfway point of this lip. All right, now you can work on cutting that back. Is there another volunteer while he's doing that? We'll get this little shorty piece coming across. Now, one other thing that you can do to get these side laps to actually hug tighter, normally in a field, if you were to take this panel and just kind of fold it back on itself, this upper corner, when we go to set this back in place, it's going to create some memory in the steel. So when you naturally suck it back in there, it bows and keeps this joint looking tighter. Stop. Yep. You can take like a turn off of that. Yep. See how it's releasing that top clip lock? Beautiful.